Ardennes assault expansion for Company of Heroes 2, standalone expansion, I should say. And I'll invite Quinn Duffy, Creative Director, to the stage to talk you through it.
Hi, how are you all? Good, good, you're good, everybody's good. Good. As Bertie said, my name's Quinn Duffy. I'm a game director at Relic Entertainment. I'm really excited today to be here at EGX to show you some new information on Ardennes Assault, which is our upcoming standalone campaign pack for Company of Heroes 2. Now, one of the things we were talking about are some of the innovative developments we've done in the campaign. I've been at Relic since 1998 on the Company of Heroes franchise for pretty much from the beginning. And there's a lot of new things that we're trying on this franchise, primarily to provide the player with a lot more decision-making in the campaign and a lot more replayability. So it's about getting a lot of experience in the campaign, playing multiple missions, and having a really good time going through there with a lot of options. Now, Ardennes Assault is inspired by the Battle of the Bulge, which took place in December 1944. And I can go all Wikipedia on you, but I think we'll let the game do the talking. So we're going to show you a video of in-game footage.
On the 16th of December 1944, a massive artillery barrage caught Allied forces off guard, signaling the start of an unexpected German counteroffensive in the quiet Ardennes forests. Their intention, split the Allied lines in half and ultimately claim the valuable harbor at Antwerp. Their timing is impeccable. With the cold winds of winter blowing in, our superior air forces have been grounded, and the Germans are taking full advantage of the situation. 2 full panzer divisions hit the weakly defended Lausanne Gap along a 45-mile front, driving deep into Belgium and Luxembourg. Within 24 hours of the Germans unleashing their desperate offensive, the initiative in the battle for Europe completely changed hands. The 5th Panzer Division attacked Bastogne and Saint-Vite, aiming to capture these strategic road junctions and secure their hold on the region. US forces now scramble to stem the tide of Germans pouring into Allied territory. Though our lines may have bent, our men will not break. The German offensive will be turned back.
So that was one of the in-game cinematics. It sort of set the tone for the Battle of the Bulge. It should be apparent you're playing as the American Army fighting against a resurgent German army re-equipped with some of the heaviest vehicles seen in the war at that point, and an incredible array of elite infantry built up of a cadre of veteran troops from Normandy and all the experience they're bringing in against this thinly held American sector. Now, I mentioned that Ardennes Assault was inspired by the Battle of the Bulge, and that's an intentional word choice. We didn't want to sort of simply retell the history of the Battle of the Bulge. We wanted to give the player a lot of agency and choice in the experiences, and really how they play the game is going to drive the narrative. So for the first time in a Company of Heroes game, you actually get to choose the company you're going to bring into the battle. Another thing that's unique is that companies are persistent, so they can take losses and they can gain veterancy. And you can actually lose a company as you play through the game if you're not playing wisely. So your decisions matter, your tactics matter, and those have a huge impact on the playthrough of the campaign experience. We want players to play intelligently, to marshal their troops, to keep them alive, to keep their veterans alive. You don't want to win a battle but lose the war. And when we showed the game to some of our community at Gamescom, they immediately understood that it's not just whether you win, it's how you win. That's important. You need to win effectively. So the companies: support, airborne, and mechanized. Support is about dropping things that blow up on people and hoping they explode. They're about blasting your way through hard points. They're about bringing up assault engineers and close range, submachine guns, engaging those firefights, and just blasting your way across the map. Airborne is very different. They're about the sort of tactical infantry play, about precision drops with paratroopers behind the lines to kind of engage the Germans in their rear areas. Oh, that sounds really kind of funny, now that I say it. But they have some great support options as well. The ability to reinforce their troops, to resupply their troops with munitions and fuel, and to drop heavy weapons like anti-tank guns onto the battlefield to be able to tackle those German hardpoints, plus the strafing runs from P-47s and rocket strikes and that kind of stuff. The mechanized is about combined arms tactics, about using your infantry with your vehicles, scouting with infantry, flanking positions, and using your infantry to sort of mop up and bring that firepower to bear on the German lines. Now, each company, has a broad appeal to a wide variety of player types, but it's really how you customize the company that's going to make it your own. There are a myriad of customization options and abilities that players can work through, a vast number of upgrades, many combinations of permutations of the company. So if you want a company to play slow and deliberate and work your way across the map, you can build it that way. If you want to just smash through stuff, you can also build it that way. The challenge is playing too much with one company means you have the potential to wear it out. And playing not enough with another company means you're not going to gain the veterancy that's going to allow you access to allocate these elite troops to your frontline forces. So there's a real balance act for the player and how they manage their companies as they play through the experience. So where are we going to play? Let's talk about Eschdorf. And this is one of 18 scenarios in the game. It was a town in Luxembourg that had a German supply depot and a significant road network, and they fought over this town for many days. At Gamescom, we showed one playthrough of this map with the airborne forces going up the right side of the map and engaging the German forces there and knocking out the convoy, which is part of the objective. What I'm going to show you coming up here in a little bit is a playthrough with all three companies. Now, playthrough is 25 to 40 minutes with each of these companies on this map, so nobody's going to be here for 120 minutes playing through live. So I played the game last week. We went through and annotated down some of the video, and really just to show the differences between the companies and the distinct play styles. And so I'm going to shoutcast over this video as we show it, and hopefully it gives you a sense of the numbers of permutations and options available. So let's play that now.
Germans are using Eschdorf as a major supply hub, allowing them to keep pressure up elsewhere in the region. They have a massive force holding the town: armor, infantry, and support equipment.
So we're going to show each company in succession here. First off, we're going to start with the airborne forces. Every company starts with a different starting set of units and resources and certain abilities unlocked. So right away I'm going to bring in another squad of paratroopers to bolster my combat forces. I've actually upgraded this ability to precede my airborne drop with a P-47 to kind of scout ahead. It so reveals parts of the map and gives me some good intelligence as to what's up ahead. Those paradrop guys also came in with a 50 caliber machine gun. The mechanized company, I'm heading left on the map. There's some good avenues of approach for my vehicles. It's a little more widely spaced. These guys start with an M3 half-track, comes equipped with a 50 caliber machine gun, and there's enough protection there to keep troops in the back alive against small arms. So I can use that to engage the German forces here while I flank with my infantry troops. These guys start with grenades, so there's a nice little exchange of grenades here back and forth. I potentially get a slightly worse part of the deal here, but because I have that half-track, I can reinforce my troops at the front line as I move forward. Now, the support company, these guys have the toughest challenge. They're heading up the middle, the most stiffly defended area of the map. But they come equipped with a lot of automatic weapons, including a big machine gun. So I'm using these abilities to suppress the enemy while I move up close with my assault engineers. Their submachine guns can make close work of the Germans here at short range. So. So we'll continue up. This was an infantry engagement that I'm trying to win with my paratroopers. Unfortunately, I was a little unprepared. I drop in some paratroopers behind the Germans, but I'm fighting Fallschirmjäger, who are very elite German troops, and they're equipped with automatic weapons, and they really kind of hang a beating on me here. But it shows the need to play intelligently, and in hindsight, probably not an attack I should have prosecuted without appropriate resources. These guys have a lot more resources, but I've come up against what we sort of call a trifecta of terror in game design terms. Machine guns, anti-tank guns, mines. This is a checkpoint designed to eliminate every threat, vehicles and infantry attack. So I'm using my artillery to barrage the position, and I knock out the gun, and I'm able to bring in my Stuart. One of the other things about the campaign is that each one has an opportunity for a unique random objective. The mechanized mission, I actually have to destroy the crippled tank. And so I brought forces up to this point in the map to knock out this Panzer IV that's been disabled. I actually lose my Stuart as well, but I can recover that quite easily. So you see, with the objective completed, I'm actually getting a company bonus. In this case, is this 15% bonus veterancy that's going to make my company stronger in future missions. So now we're going to wreck stuff for a little while. We've come up to the end of the scenario. I forced the German convoy on the move, and I'm really just trying to bring every piece of firepower to bear that I can to knock them out. So I'm barraging this area with my field howitzers and everything I can handle. The airborne, on the other hand, again, precision drops from infantry to get them up close, maybe take over some of these buildings, bring in a strafing run from a P-47 to knock out these German infantry. We're going to see the importance of maintaining veteran troops as well coming up, where these guys can have a vital impact on the battle, especially these Vet 3 paratroopers. Now, the mechanized company, I really love to micromanage my tanks and use cover and move around. The American tanks aren't as heavy as the German tanks. You really have to try and keep out of range and out of the pointy end of the spear, so to speak. I also have a bulldozer Sherman, which I have used to place down some roadblocks on bits of the map, and it has a big 105mm howitzer and makes short work of these light convoy vehicles. So I'm putting my infantry into a building equipped with a stolen Panzerschreck I picked up off of a German squad, and so I was able to use that to knock out the Panther. So here's a forward base that I've set up, an ambulance and a major. I'm reinforcing my airborne troops and trying to keep these veteran guys in combat as much as possible. So victory with the airborne. Upcoming victory with the mechanized. Nobody's getting through my Shermans. You can see here, actually, there's still some German defenses I left on the map. By not tackling more of the map opportunity, there's a big Pack 43 in there that ends up making short work of that last Sherman bulldozer tank. Some saucy language. And here's the finale of the support. Again, I've got anti-tank artillery dropping. I'm using squads equipped with bazookas. I'm firing all kinds of artillery into the path of these oncoming convoy vehicles, desperate to stop them from getting away on the map. You see the line of sight system working there in Company Heroes. We have an object-based line of sight system called True Sight, and vehicles are moving in and out of the fog of war. They get hidden by the smoke, and so I need to make sure I've got infantry there to scout.
Convoy we wasted won't be reaching its destination. Those German bastards waiting for resupply will be waiting a hell of a lot longer. And that could save some of our boys down the line.
So what you heard there at the end as well, the dialogue is one of 80 plus dialogue components that can play at the end of a mission depending on how well you did. Sort of how efficient you were, how many losses you took. The guy delivers this really incredible depth and breadth of dialogue. So it encompasses and wraps up the story that you just experienced in the game. Obviously, we didn't show the final post-game screen there, but that occurs over the post-game screen with your the other stats. So that's a quick look at the companies in Ardennes Assault. We're actually going to Belgium next week, to Bastogne, which is the sort of spiritual center of the defense of the Battle of the Bulge, to talk more about some upcoming features in the game. So keep your eyes peeled in the coming weeks. Again, I hope you had a good time seeing the companies. It has a really big impact on the narrative experience that the player has in the game. Gives them their own sort of personal experience. Tens of thousands of possible permutations of gameplay going through the campaign of Company of Heroes 2 Ardennes Assault. And with that, I'd love to answer any questions you guys might have.
Okay, if you guys have a question, microphones will be brought into these aisles here, so please just stand there and wait your turn to ask a question. And do ask questions, please. Quinn would love to answer them, so be brave.
It's my favorite part of the job. And I say that with complete honesty. I know I might not sound excited, that's jet lag talking, so you'll have to take some artistic license and imagine I'm super happy, because I am.
Is it working? Yeah. I know you said it's kind of inspired by the Battle of the Bulge. Were you tempted to use the name, or are you not allowed, or...?
No, we were. I think what we found in talking to various people is that Battle of the Bulge has kind of lost its historical connotation a little bit, and people of our vintage are actually fighting it on a sort of daily kind of level. So that was one of the things. I think Ardennes Assault was maybe more broad than the connotation of the Battle of the Bulge and its purely historical meaning, and we did want to go to a case where the player is really driving the narrative, and the outcomes can be a little bit different than true life.
Okay. Can I just ask one more question? Because
please do.
Nobody's here. Are you ever going to do that thing that other franchises have done and kind of look to the future and Company of Heroes, Advanced Warfare, that kind of thing?
I'm going to write that down. We look at Company of Heroes as a franchise that's not limited to a particular setting. I mean, it's in World War II, but we look at the game as being setting agnostic. One of the things we did a few years ago was kind of revisit the creative vision of the game and try and broaden it and really understand what we wanted in a Company of Heroes game, and we could set it, I think, anywhere. It just has to feel like a Company of Heroes game.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So I maybe have a question for everyone. Has anybody had a chance to play some of the games in the Left Field collection? I think Sega was sponsoring it, but if you have a chance, there's some really cool games in there by indie developers and students, and it'd be great, I think, for them to see your support. Some really innovative, creative, beautiful titles, so please give it a try. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Quinn. Thank you, everyone, for coming to watch. So that's Company of Heroes, Ardennes Assault, out 18th of November. Hope everyone saw that. So up next, we have Nuclear Throne and Rami Ismail here to present it. Do watch that. If not, go down to that Left Field collection and play some games. But thank you.